Welcome back to the Shopify Growth Labs podcast, the show where we break down the real numbers behind running a Shopify store. I'm Alex, and today we're tackling a question I get all the time. What does a Shopify expert actually cost? Maya, you do this work, so I'm going to make you answer for the whole industry.
No pressure, right? I'll do my best. And honestly, the first thing I tell people is that there's no single number. Shopify itself doesn't publish an official expert rate.
Okay, but that's the thing everyone wants, one number. If there isn't one, how do you even budget?
You budget from real quotes and public benchmarks. Platforms like Upwork and Clutch publish their rates, so you triangulate. But before we get to money, can I clear up a name thing? It trips people up constantly.
Please.
Shopify Expert is basically a legacy label. Shopify retired the experts marketplace back in December 2023. Today, the vetted help lives in something called the Shopify Partner Directory, and the old experts web address just redirects there now.
Wait, so if I go searching for Shopify experts, half of what I read is about a marketplace that doesn't exist anymore?
Exactly. The people are still there. The storefront around them just changed. So when you research, make sure you're looking at the current partner directory, not old guides pointing at the dead marketplace.
Good to know. So before the money, what does a Shopify expert even do? What am I actually buying?
At its simplest, it's a professional who does Shopify work for you. Theme setup, custom design, development, migration, marketing, or strategy. For an established store, it's often just offloading the jobs you don't have hours for. The directory groups it into 6 service categories.
And is there a real difference between an expert, a developer, and an agency, or is that just marketing?
They describe how you buy help, not how good it is. A directory partner is vetted, but you request a quote. A freelance developer is usually cheapest for a specific, well-scoped task. An agency is a team that bundles design, development, and strategy, so it costs the most, but you get the whole crew.
Okay, so match it to the scope, not the title. Let's talk money then. Give me the range. How wide are we talking?
Really wide. Published rates run from about $15 an hour all the way up to $199 an hour. The low end is beginners on Upwork. The high end is top agencies on Clutch.
That is a huge spread. What's actually pushing someone to the top of that range versus the bottom?
The single biggest lever is region, not seniority. The same exact work can cost 4 to 6 times more depending on where the builder sits. U.S. rates run around $100 to $149 an hour, while some offshore rates come in under $25.
4 to 6 times. So the same theme tweak is a completely different price depending on the time zone.
Right, and cheaper isn't automatically better value. A low rate can be a genuine bargain, or it can be a slow build that misses your brief and costs you more in the end. You price the person, not just the number.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's get concrete on platforms. If I go to Upwork tomorrow, what am I looking at?
On Upwork, the median Shopify developer bills about $20 an hour, and most fall between $15 and $29. Experienced pros, the expert tier, reach around $95 an hour. Shopify's own blog, meanwhile, puts a freelance web designer at $20 to $100 an hour.
And whole projects, not just the hourly?
Shopify's blog benchmark for a whole project is $500 to $10,000. And at the agency end, Clutch firms advertise $50 to $199 an hour, with project minimums that can start at $1,000 and climb past $25,000.
So there's this managed marketplace middle too, right? I've heard of StoreTasker.
Yeah, exactly. StoreTasker quotes projects starting at $75 and theme edits from $475. And there's Hey Carson, now rebranding to Shop Experts, which bills paper project work at $110 an hour with no minimum or maximum project size.
Let's turn all that into real bills. If I'm a store owner, what does a specific task actually cost me? Theme edits are the most affordable expert work. On StoreTasker, they start at $475. A small, well-defined task starts around $75, and repeat development work runs $150 to $2,500 each. Whole store design from a freelancer is that $500 to $10,000 range, and an agency build can run into the tens of thousands.
Can you give me one clean worked example? Something I can hold on to.
Sure. Say you need a mid-size theme customization, and let's assume it takes 12 hours. At Upwork's expert rate of $95 an hour, that's about $1,140. That's a real budgetable number. I like that. Now, what about the stuff that doesn't have a price tag? Migrations, custom apps? Those are quoted by the hour, honestly. There's no fixed sticker price. It's hours times the rate, which is why a written scope matters so much. It's the only way to get an accurate quote.
What about how I pay? Hourly versus a fixed price? Does that matter?
It matters a lot. Hourly fits when the scope is unclear or exploratory. Fixed price works when the scope is written down and won't move. And if you need continuous fixes, a monthly retainer buys ongoing capacity.
And I'm guessing there's a trop in there.
The big one is a fixed price on a vague brief. The partner either pads a number to cover the unknowns or cuts corners when the work runs long. If you can't define it, bill hourly and cap the hours.
So what actually drives a quote up? If two partners quote wildly different numbers, why?
Usually one of a few drivers. Custom design from scratch is the big one. Configuring a theme is cheap. Designing a bespoke storefront is not. Then integrations with something like an ERP or a POS, data migration from another platform, and urgency. A rush job carries a premium.
And I'm guessing the vague brief is the silent killer.
It is, and it's the one thing you can control for free. A vague brief inflates every quote because the partner is pricing the risk of the unknown. Write your scope down. It's the cheapest thing you can bring to the table.
Let's talk about where people overpay. Where do merchants waste money?
The biggest one is paying an expert for something Shopify already does. If the theme editor handles it or a $20 a month app covers the feature, a custom build almost never earns its money back. A $20 app usually beats a $2,000 bill for standard stuff like reviews or subscriptions.
So when should someone genuinely not hire an expert?
Skip it when the task is a quick content edit you can learn in an afternoon, when a low-cost app does the job, or when you're pre-launch with a small catalog and a tight budget. Reserve paid help for the truly custom work.
And the flip side, when is it clearly worth paying?
When you need bespoke design the editor can't produce, when there's a custom integration or a migration involved, when performance problems are hurting your conversion, or when the work is business critical and the revenue at stake clearly outweighs the quote.
Okay, last big one. I've decided to hire. How do I actually choose and not get burned?
Use the partner directory's flow. Browse, evaluate, contact. Check reviews, work samples, and the partner tiers. Then send the exact same written brief to 2 or 3 partners and compare like for like. Shopify's own advice is blunt. Define your budget, timeline, and expected outcomes in detail.
Any red flags I should walk away from?
A few. No line item breakdown, a lump sum hides what you're paying for. Pressure to pay 100% upfront instead of staged milestones, and a rate far outside regional norms with no explanation. Oh, and one thing people miss, partners bill you directly. It never shows up on your Shopify invoice.
That's a great point to land on. So the takeaway is price the task, not the title, and match the engagement to your scope.
Exactly. There's no official rate, so budget from real quotes against published benchmarks, and never accept a fixed price on a brief you haven't written down.
Perfect. If you want the full breakdown, the rate tables, a budget calculator, and a quiz that matches your project to the right kind of help, it's all in the complete guide on the Shopify Growth Labs blog. Maya, thanks for walking us through it.
Anytime. Go write that scope.